You just wrapped up a major transformation project. It made a real impact on the company. Not only did you deliver great result, impossible result, you also gained visibility with the business unit president and his senior leadership team. They also recognize you as the go-to person who could make the impossible possible. In theory, this should be the exact moment you are promoted into a senior role where you get to tackle bigger challenges and take more strategic responsibilities. But instead, nothing. No one gives you a clear sense of what's next. The options on the tables are, at best, a lateral move, or at worst, a downgrade, which could set your career back by 5 years. This is the career trap so many high-performing directors fall into. They think results will naturally help them get into the C-suite positions. But the reality is very different. So what actually happened? Why is that after doing everything right, delivering, transforming, and even getting visibility, you still feel stuck? Now stay with me because in this video, I will break down the career killers that keep high performers trapped in middle management and share with you how to break through them. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tiffany Cheng. I'm the former vice president at 2 largest Swedish companies by market cap. On this channel, we talk all things about career advancement for middle managers with international backgrounds, so you can step into vice president, senior vice president, country lead, or C-suite positions, even in highly competitive environments. Now let's start with the first silent killer, the KPI trap. Imagine you're leading a global transformation project inside an automotive company, and you are assigned with restructuring operations across multiple manufacturing sites. In North America, one factory has to be retooled to align with the company's EV strategy. In Eastern Europe, suppliers need to be consolidated to cut cost. And in Asia, capacity has to be shifted to match the surge in demand. Every one of these moves is high stake. You are dealing with union negotiations, local governments, supplier contracts, and more importantly, internally, jobs are on the line. The project carries hundreds of millions in cost savings and has board-level visibility. Every month, the board expects an update. And every 2 weeks, the president's office calls for progress. This is one of those career-defining moments where you know the spotlight is on you. Because you measure your success by delivery, by results, and by KPIs, you drive the project forward with relentless focus. When the plant managers or regional heads raise objections, you address their points quickly and then you move on. When timelines are challenged, you hold the line because deadlines cannot slip, and the project moves forward. While the KPIs are on track and the board appreciate the savings, the experience wasn't the same for everyone. Because the North America president remembers feeling cornered into agreeing to the factory retooling schedule, and it even disrupted the local labor agreements. And the supply chain vice president in Eastern Europe recalls being pushed to consolidate suppliers faster than they felt was sustainable. On the surface, they respect your ability to deliver under difficult or even impossible conditions, but privately, they walked away feeling pressured rather than partnered. They will still be polite and shake your hand in the hallway, but the bruise of those interactions stayed. Now, your mission is completed. You expect that step up, maybe the vice president role with a bigger mandate, a seat at the strategic table. But here's the problem. The very stakeholder who could champion you into that direct management team, they are not cheering you on. At best, they stay quiet. What's worse is they share their negative experience in closed-door conversations. They will say yes, they delivered, but working with them was painful. And those stories travel in succession and promotion discussions. Just 1 or 2 peers sharing this doubt can be enough to stop or delay your promotion. At the executive level, promotions are not decided by just one person. They are shaped by the collective judgment of the senior leadership team. If the very stakeholder you had to pressure during the project are sitting in that room, their hesitation of their negative stories can outweigh your achievements. Because at the executive level, the success measurement changed. Can this person unite leaders or will they create conflict at the next level? To you, you delivered under incredible pressure. At the executive table, relationship management often outweighs raw delivery, and that hesitation, amplified by negative peer feedback, is enough to stop your advancement. Executive promotions aren't just about the KPIs you deliver, but about the relationship you've nurtured, built along the way. At any large global organization, the leaders who rise are the ones who can both hit ambitious targets but also bring others along the process. So the measure of success has to change. It's not just about did the project succeed, but do people want to follow you again? Build trust while you drive result. Invite input early and validate concerns and make wins feel shared. Because at the executive level, collaboration itself is the KPI, not just the numbers on the spreadsheet. Now, this brings us to the second silent career killer. That is your brand. Now, when most people hear the word brand, they think, oh, that's easy. I just show up the way I am. I'm authentic. I'm honest. I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not. While authenticity is important, then here's the trap. Your brand is not what you say about yourself. It's how others experience you over time. And that perception determines the kind of opportunities that keep landing on your desk. Say that you work in the automotive industry. Let's go back to our example earlier, because I come from automotive industry. The CEO office assigns you for a major transformation project, restructuring operations, optimize product lines, and consolidating supply chains. And yes, even shutting down a factory. It's tough, it's high pressure, it's politically sensitive, but you delivered. Fast forward 2 or 3 years later, you closed the project successfully. What happened next? Another transformation landed on your table. It's not a step up, it's not an invitation into a strategic decision-making role, but a lateral move. And you're disappointed because that was what you were expecting. So why did this happen? Because now you've been branded as the person who can make the impossible possible, no matter the cost. I understand this frustrates you because from your perspective, you have proven yourself. You expect a step up, finally maybe having a bigger voice, shaping strategy, and making broader impact. Instead, you are handed more of the same. Operational execution, firefighting, transformation delivery. You feel stuck in a loop. Because what's the point to spend another 2-3 years doing the same thing again? You are not growing. But at the same time, let me share what is happening in the mind of senior leaders. Here's the twist. From the executive team's perspective, they are not trying to hold you back. They are rewarding you with what they believe is your strength. Because in their eyes, you are a fixer. You are the person they can trust with politically sensitive, urgent, and difficult mission. They are not thinking about your career advancement. They are thinking about their risk. And because your brand says reliable executor, they will keep you in that box. Yes, you get pigeonholed. So instead of being prepared for VP level strategy, you are labeled as the transformation operator. And the longer you stay in that loop, the harder it becomes to rebrand yourself as a future executive. To break out of this trap, you need to actively shape your brand. Ask yourself, what do I want to be known for in the rooms I'm not in? Then start communicating and acting in line with that future identity, not just your current role. Show that you are not only capable of executing transformation, but also capable of setting vision and leading growth. Remember, authenticity plus adaptability equals promotability. Now here's the truth. Every one of you watching this video has your own unique situation. And the solution is never one size fits all. General advice can help, but it will not move you forward as effectively as a personalized strategy. That's why I'd like to invite you to book a free strategy call. On this call, we will look at your specific career situation and map out the steps you need to move from middle management to senior executive leadership. Now, a disclaimer, because of the high volume of calls we receive, we do need to be selective. And it's quite common that on a daily basis, we have to turn away a large number of applicants. This is not because they lack of potential, but simply because their profile isn't the right fit for what we do. Please understand, there's a pre-qualifying process to make sure the time is well spent for both sides. Here's what we're looking for. You're in the middle management and employed as a director, team leader or above, and with at least 15 years of working experience, and you have an international working background. If that's you, then you may be a great fit for this process. You want to click the link in the description below to apply for your free strategy call. We will review your background and if you are a fit. Either myself or my team will walk you through how to break through your own career killers and finally move to the executive roles so that you could make a bigger impact and a higher income. And for those of you who are not ready yet, this is also why I make all these videos on YouTube. So even if you are not the right fit for my program today, you can still benefit from the strategies here and start applying them in your career to make real progress. For now, let me leave you with this video to find out how to make the leap from director to vice president and what are the main steps you might be missing. I'll see you there.